Hello, it's time for another video from the Bhagavad Gita series. I know I haven't been making videos as often as I meant to, but I'm going to keep trying to carry on with them. So this is the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 6, verses 21 to 23. Yes. The supreme bliss that can be attained by transcendent enlightenment is such that one in it will never again move from it. What is gained by this attainment is nothing more than that state whereby even the greatest misery will not move you from it. You must know this: all the suffering of the world can be overcome by the trance of yoga. Now, this is a very significant set of verses, and it's something that has, I think, contributed to some of the misunderstandings that you see about the perspective that people have on enlightenment. The state of enlightenment is a permanent state, but it is not something where you end up having a non-human experience. Your experience of enlightenment is a human experience. So how do we understand that in the context of these lines? So the first point is the supreme bliss can be attained by transcendent enlightenment is such that one in it will never again move from it. So enlightenment is a state that is a permanent state. It's something that is a type of supernal plugged inness to the rest of reality. The effort to obtain enlightenment is the effort to be able to find how to remove the space, the barrier that is between your conception of yourself and the rest of reality, and to actually integrate fully into being a part of everything else in reality. Because human beings, by the nature of their step as an intermediate species of consciousness, we're not animals, and we're also not gods or something like that. They are, on the one hand, completely bound to the experience of nature and reality, completely a part of it, but they themselves feel like there's a separateness, that there's a thing that is me that can somehow exist apart from everything else. And if you get to the state of enlightenment, then you understand that there is no difference between the you and the everything else. Everything is one solitary big picture, and you are not at the center of it. That, I think, is one of the most important details of this, because the difference is that people would very much like, there are some people that imagine that they are completely apart from the rest of reality, be it on like kind of this emotional level of wanting to get away from life and living, or be it on a kind of intellectual level of thinking that they are that they're the most important thing in the world, or in the sense of this kind of spiritual woo-woo concept of, oh well, this world is just it's just an illusion, it's just a thing that is temporary, my body isn't even me, I'm just this pure white light, or something like that. So all of those are born in the idea that you're the important part and the rest of reality isn't. Okay? Enlightenment is when you realize that the part that's an illusion is your concept of self, of separateness, as a separate self, right? You still exist in enlightenment, but you exist as one part of the big panorama, and you're not in the center of the picture. You're somewhere, you might be in a corner, you might be up there, you might be somewhere else, right? But you're not actually existing with the whole world revolving around you. That's not how it works. Once you reach this understanding, it's an understanding that can't go away. It's like if until now you were having a dream, you can have all kinds of things be happening in the dream, but the moment that you wake up, the dream's gone. That's it, and that dream is never coming back, right? It's the illusion has ceased. The misunderstanding is gone, right? As soon as you can be definitively taught that something that you thought was right is not actually the case, then this moment of understanding appears, and that and the ignorance you had is lifted. And this is like that only on the level of your entire human experience. The second verse says, what is gained by this attainment is nothing more than that state, whereby even the greatest misery will not move you from it. So the first thing to understand here is that that attainment doesn't make you not human. And also note that it doesn't save you from the greatest misery, right? It means that you retain that state even through whatever other human experience you're having, because you don't stop being human. In fact, you become more human. You become human in a way that's completely integrated to the place and time where you are, to the reality of what is actually there and what you're actually a part of. But it doesn't mean that you don't catch colds. It doesn't mean that you don't get hungry. It doesn't mean that you stop aging. It doesn't mean that you won't feel pain if you get, hit by a car. It doesn't mean that you won't feel sad if your friend dies, right? All of these things, everything, not just the physical sensations, the emotional sensations, everything that is part of being humanity, because if not, you'd be less than human when you were enlightened, right? This is, you experience all of these things. Now, the thing that doesn't change, and that doesn't mean that you can't, including, you don't stop feeling or experiencing misery, but it means that the transcendent bliss of being connected to everything around you doesn't go away. Momentary happiness, right, can go away. If somebody tickles you, you're going to laugh. When they stop, you're going to stop laughing. But that doesn't mean that the transcendent bliss goes away, right? If someone hits you, you're going to be in pain, and eventually that pain will heal, but the transcendent experience doesn't go away. So this is what happens, and what changes is that this alters, having the context of that alters every other experience that you have, but it doesn't remove those experiences, because a lot of people are looking for something that will remove their feelings, right, or remove the bad things that they don't want to have, and the Enlightenment doesn't do that, right? But it allows you to overcome meaning to transcend, so that even as there is a level where you could be being, tortured or something, there's another level that is happening at the same time where you are a part of everything around you. And so then this changes, obviously, the nature of whatever positive or negative experience that you are having. And that's what you can call the trance of yoga, the trance of union, because remember that yoga means union. So being united in this, it will alter the way that you have every other experience. And to close, let me note that the state of enlightenment is basically a yes or no state, right? Either you get it, and the moment you get it, it's there and it's never going to stop, or you don't have it yet. But that doesn't imply that that there's only a yes-no binary of spirituality, right? That either everybody is at zero or at enlightened, one of the two, but not, there's nothing in between. No, that's completely wrong, because there's the process along the way of spiritual cultivation, which is just as important, right? If someone were to somehow say become enlightened by complete accident, then they would have that experience. They would probably appear to be insane by the context of everyday society because of it, because they wouldn't They wouldn't be able to process what it is, and they wouldn't be of any use to anyone, really, because the spiritual work is not just enlightenment. It's the journey from the initiation, from the beginning of your spiritual practice, all the way to enlightenment. So if you haven't engaged in the spiritual practice, if you somehow did become enlightened, then that still wouldn't make you particularly able to engage in the great work. The great work is not just enlightenment by itself. It's the entire path. It's the entire journey. And being able to develop the cultivation of your consciousness and your virtue in such a way that you can provide benefit to all of humanity and to humanity's spiritual evolution. So that's everything for today. Keep your eyes open for when I do my next video, and feel free to share this video anywhere. Feel free to subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Take a look at the other videos in the Bhagavad Gita series if this is the first one you've stumbled upon. I'm going in order from the beginning of the Gita until the end, we hope, if I get there on time. And if you also check out my other playlists that cover a number of other spiritual topics. And if you're looking for a system of spiritual cultivation in particular, check out the Yifa Society playlist. And in the description below, you're going to find a link to a sign-up sheet that will connect to our newsletter, which comes out every couple of months, and will provide links to all kinds of teachings that I've done over the last period of time. And when you sign up, in the email that will be sent to you when you sign up, there will be a link there for you to download a PDF copy of The Path and the Power, which, just like this is the Bhagavad Gita, The Path and the Power is my translation and commentary of the Tao Te Ching, which is a great companion to the Magician's I Ching, which you will also find out about if you watch the rest of these videos. So if you haven't already subscribed, be sure to subscribe. It's free. You'll get a free copy of the PDF, which I hope you will find very interesting. And you won't be bothered by anything other than maybe one email every couple of months where you'll get a bunch of links to videos like this one or articles or other postings that I've made. So thank you very much.